Boom! Welcome back to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Mr. Christian Ramey, and back again for another week clapping them cheeks, the best producer in the whole wide world. That's why this season's based after him, the Ozark Mark season. Ozark Mark is in the house. What's happening, dog?
I'm all up in this bitch.
All up in this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hello, welcome back again, you sexy man, woman, or child,
Yep.
or dog. If you put this on for your dog, you can leave the house. If you don't have a television, I don't know what's happening
Your
here.
house plants become more attractive.
Exactly. That's right. Back up in it. Hello. That's all I got to say about that. But what's going on? What's going on?
Tell them what you picked this week.
Oh,
Mark.
yes, that's right. I forgot. It's my season, bitch.
Yeah.
And I picked the movies. 5 fantastic movies for your fucking butthole. And I got them right here. I got them on lock and ready to go.
Sinister. I love Sinister.
Yes, it's Sinister. I decided to go with Sinister. Now, you may be wondering at home, why'd you pick Sinister, Ozark Mark? I'll tell you.
Sinister.
I'll tell you why I picked. You were supposed to say it.
Oh, Sinister.
Man, it's too late now. You fucked it all up. And we're not restarting. I picked Sinister because, one, when I first saw the movie, it was one of the newer horror movies. I mean, I think this came out in 2012 or something.
Yes,
right?
sir. You're correct.
So it was around the newer age horror movies that I actually enjoyed and liked. And I saw a survey on the internet one day. It was, what was the scariest movie of all time, right? Mm-hmm. So, of course, everybody has their opinion on it, but they actually did a study with numerous people. They hooked them up to, like, a heart monitor. They, had things on their eyes, see if their eyes dilate. They did all that. And Sinister came in as the movie that amped up people's heart rate the most, which made it the most scary.
I like that.
So I thought that was very interesting, and it does too. There's parts in this movie that gets my heart rate going a little bit.
I would definitely. We'll just start off by saying, later in the rating, you guys know about the rating, and
Sure.
if you don't, you'll figure it out. But I would definitely say the fear category is quite strong for this movie. But what's his name? Scott Derrickson. You remember him. You know about him. You know about Scott Derrickson. Okay. You know about him. You know where you know him? The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Doctor Strange, The Black Phone. But first off, just The Exorcism of Emily Rose, bro. Like, if you think of the tone of that movie and think of the tone of this movie, granted, Exorcism of Emily Rose had slower parts because it was a court case in it, which was still cool, too. A Few Good Men kind of aspect of it. Very cool court case. But those scary moments, dude, were really intense. The barn scene in that movie really gets it going. And I think, with Sinister, there's no court case in between. It's just a whole movie of that suspense. Scott Derrickson knows how to scare the shit out of people, and he definitely did it with this one, dog. He definitely did it with this.
Yeah.
Fear is a strong category. I want to see more movies from him. The Black Phone wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but I did not hate it. But he teams up with Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
I like him. He's good in this movie, but if I'm being for real with you, dog, this movie, you remember, did you ever see Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon?
No.
Has the same kind of vibe as this one, right?
Yeah.
And they look similar, so these movies fuck my head up sometimes because they get, bled together. But also, if you really think about it, it's like a more fucked up tale of Casper. Remember the movie Casper?
Yeah.
Okay, so the dad, he was like a ghost paranormal person, right? And he moves into this house because it's all haunted and shit, and he's trying to figure it out. But luckily, there was a friendly ghost in there to kind of be a liaison to help guide them through the bad ghosts.
Yeah, there wasn't no friendly ghost in this bitch.
There wasn't. So it's a scarier version of Casper.
Yeah.
And I want to know if Scott Derrickson really, if that's what he was thinking about, if he fell asleep watching Casper.
That's a good. I like where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I like where you're going with that. But yes, the home movies are what make this movie for sure.
Is this your trend for the season?
No.
Okay.
No, that's just that kind of is weird how it kind of panned together. But I decided to go with this one, man, because I don't know, it's one of my favorites. So. But, the home movies in this are really what make it. I mean, the movie starts out with 4 people getting hung from a tree.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you fucking see.
Does that make you mad, Mark, in movies? And, I'm not saying you can't get strangled by a noose, but, when people are hanged, it's their neck being broken is what kills them. It's the drop of the base of them, and their body drops, and their neck snaps. That's generally, the cowboy days, any days of hanging.
Yeah.
But there are times in movies where it's like a pool, and they're just being choked, and it's I don't know why that pisses me off so much, and I guess, you can kill that way, too, but it's not, I think it would be a lot more graphic if they, were standing on a tree branch, and it, broke, and then they all just,
Well, yeah, the neck snap is more intense in the fall than the uphanging and strangling.
Yeah, dude.
But it's like that episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Frank's trying to kill himself. And he's just hanging there. He's like, ugh. And they're like, dude, your neck's too thick. It's just not going to work.
My toe knife. Yeah, dude, that
But it
show's
starts
so
out
funny.
with that. So we have, I think we have, how many home movies do we have in this movie? We have,
It's 6 or 7.
I think it's 6. So we got, the first home movie is the hanging from a tree.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, another one is the pool party.
Yeah. What was fun about these is how they were all labeled. So, the fucking family barbecue, it was a video of a family being burned alive in their car. The one said pool party. All the family was, tied to lawn chairs and pulled into the pool and died. One was family hangout, and that's the one where they're all getting hung.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few of them.
I think it was sleepover or something, and the kid just slices their throats.
Mm-hmm.
But, dude, the worst one is the lawnmower one.
Oh, bro, yeah, that one's fun.
That one, it's so bad they couldn't even show it.
Yeah, he freaked out.
Yeah, dude, I freaked out the first time I saw it. I was like, where's this lawnmower going? And you see somebody right there. Oh! It still makes you go, ah!
Yeah, that's gnarly.
That's the one that's the video I would not want to be in.
Well, I
I
guess
do not want to get ran over by a lawnmower to the face.
No,
Ow.
not at all.
That's fucking creative. I never thought of that as a kill until I seen this movie.
Mm-hmm. That's fun. Now, I guess at this point we should give people a synopsis of Sinister if they've never seen the movie before.
That's usually what we do.
But first, I must add, you're going to make this, you're going to make it through this whole episode with receiving 0 advertisements. That's right. Mark's not going to sell you any razors to shave your balls. I'm not going to give you a promo code for a wellness center or anything like that. That's not what we do because we like horror, okay? And unless it deals or pertains with horror, we don't do it. But the way we keep the lights on around here and a way that you can support the show is our Patreon. Patreon is obviously a website where we can do bonus episodes where we talk about whatever, and you can be on there for as cheap as $3 a month, and you can go there at patreon.com/sloppyhorror. If you're saying, Christian, I can barely keep up with all these episodes, so there's no way I want to do that. All right, well, that's fine. We do have some incredible merchandise. Links are obviously down here in, the description of the videos and the audio if you're listening through the, Spotify or Apple Podcast. But if you want to let the world know you're a sloppy whore, just like Ozark Mark and I, you can buy them there, and they were designed by Mark. And, it's a fun way that you can help support the show, keep the lights on, and help us do what we do each and every week without advertisements. All right, so thank you, boys and girls.
Excuse me.
Now that we're out of those preliminaries, we can get into the synopsis of motherfucking Sinister.
Preliminaries.
Sinister. So, Ellison is this man.
Ellison.
And this man is married to his wife, and he has children. All right, little children.
He's got a son and a daughter.
Son and a fucking daughter. Okay.
Yeah, a nice family of 4. They can play Foursquare any day of the week.
So this guy's a fucking author. He writes a book. Okay, he writes books, true crime books. Okay, I know you guys like that stuff. He writes true crime books. But it seems if it's been a while since he's had a good book since, and apparently he brought a little controversy into his life writing those other books. Obviously the blood money aspect, if you will. So he moves into this house where there had been a murder, where these people had been hung in a tree, and that's where he moves his family into. And then they started, experiencing some paranormal shit. Obviously, he finds these home videos in the attic. It's not Chevy Chase and Christmas Vacation, though. He's not up there having a good time. That's not what's happening.
No, he's not having a good time at all.
He's watching scary shit. Scary shit starts mingling into his life. And, they find out that it's like this demon creature, like a deity. And he's called the Children Eater, and he eats children. So all of these crimes that happen generally have one child that's missing, and it looks like these children are kind of like conduits for the demon, because they end up committing the crime and they end up going with him, like some Storm of the Century shit.
Yeah.
So
they disappear.
They're gone
into his realm.
They're gone. Now, Mark, watching Sinister, can you please tell me what is your favorite part of this movie?
It's between the pool party and the lawnmower video. Pool party was very creepy and eerie. Him just tying all the people to lawn chairs and then just drowning them. And the first one goes in, their feet are kicking. So it's very eerie, very creepy, very cool. And the pool party is the first video that he sees the image of Mr. Booger.
Mr. Booger.
That creepy ass dude, and then you finally...
Mr. Boogie.
Yeah, Mr. Booger. So then you finally start seeing how creepy this demon is, and he looks creepy as fuck. He's like one of the members of Slipknot.
He is,
looking
dude.
type shit. But then, that leads to him discovering where he is in all the other videos, which is kind of like a Where's Waldo kind of segment, which is cool. But the lawnmower is just intense, dude. That's the fucked up video.
I like that.
But but I always love parts that make me go, because again, watching so many horror movies, very desensitized to the whole thing. It takes every once in a while there's a scene that makes me go, and I love those, and it makes me go.
And you get some creepy kids in this, okay? So the daughter's obviously seeing, the creepy ghost girl in the house, and then the son, he's having night terrors and shit, crawling out of boxes, doing scorpion walks outside of, just doing scary shit.
Yeah.
Stuff that would get my son punched, okay? I'm just not gonna lie to you. If he popped out of a box like that, I'm fucking running up and I am field goal kicking him. I'm not playing that. We're not doing that in the middle of the night, son.
Nah.
Not
absolutely not. What about you? You got a favorite part of this movie?
I kind of like the barbecue one, where they put the people in the car and lit them on fire.
And they're all holding gas cans?
Yeah, that's pretty intense, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You would have burnt up. Although I feel like the explosion, the fireball from that would have been too big for them to be that close with the camera. So.
Well, it's an old camera, man. Those things are resilient.
Yeah, it's true.
Resilient.
Usually movies overdo it with it, but it's how when you catch that lot of gas or something on fire, it just does that that little ball.
Mm-hmm. We've all seen that firsthand happen to us playing with gasoline and fire.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, guys. Don't play with gasoline. Don't pour it onto a fire. If you learned anything here at Sloppy Horror, that's the number one.
There's a lot of cool shots in the movie. One of my favorite shots is when he's watching the sleepover home videos where the kid basically tied everyone to their beds, and he walks up to them and he just slits their throat with a knife.
It's Michael Myers shit.
Yeah, so they show the first one through the video, but then, cuts back to him being like shocked by it, but then his glasses show the reflection of the other knife cuts, which is a cool little angle to do.
He's like drinking bourbon and then smoking. Another thing that I appreciate about this, because I'm a dad who works on a lot of passion, and I have an office that, like, you know, my kids don't generally come into that often, and, you know, I like that. You know, even in Amityville Horror, hey, where'd you find that? In the basement? Not the basement. My office. And he said, what did I say? You don't go down there. You know, it's just the same kind of thing. They have the rules, but it's like, you know, as a dad, you need a room with weird, unexplained shit going on. All right, shit on the walls. Maybe it looks like a crime scene, like you're trying to solve. You don't know. When I walk into a dad's office, I want to see some crazy shit, like a ship built in a bottle or halfway done, or like a fucking letter from somebody that maybe he was in the service with, and it says, we have to find it before it's too late. You're like, what? What's going on? Some Indiana Jones shit. That's what you need as a dad in your office at all times.
Yeah.
All right? If you went and searched through your dad's office, wherever you keep his shit, you don't know what you find in there. It'd be like a grenade with a note on it. It's good to have you back, buddy. I sent it all this way. You're like, what the fuck? Where is this, Dad? Where did you get this? And he's just like, I don't want to talk about it. And you're just like, okay, dude. That's the kind of dad I want to be. Full of secrets and full of cool stuff. Maybe like Mr. Wilson, have like a bookcase thing where that's a safe full of gold coins. I hope that's in my future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm just trying to be a cool dad. That's just how I'm trying to be. And he's got a cool office. He's got yarn connected to crime scene shits. There's a map, you know, with pins on it. It looks like he's doing cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep. They do another good job of tying things together and uncovering the mystery of the movie, like how the mystery unfolds and how you get little clues throughout the movie. Like, at first he says, here's stuff. So he said he killed a scorpion. Then we have a snake underneath the top of the box where the movies are.
That's devil shit.
Yeah. And then eventually when he goes to meet this expert in demonology, he shows all three pictures, and one's a scorpion, one's a snake, and all that shit. So you see it all ties together. The kid drawings, he finds all those tied to the movies. It's really cool uncovering and how everything puts together. It's more than just kind of like a scary movie to me. That's why I picked this one.
I'm curious to know, like, I want people either, you know, wherever they're listening, obviously they're able to comment, even like on the YouTube videos or whatever. But I want to know if this movie reminds them of Stir of Echoes as well. Because, like, both of these are incredible movies. I love the both of them, but they have such a similar feel to them. And there's, like, a missing kid that kind of starts all of it, and it, like, comes down to, like, these weird it's cool. I don't want to ruin Stir of Echoes for those who haven't seen it, because obviously we're talking Sinister, but we'll definitely have to cover that movie at some point. And when we watch it, you're going to be like, damn, bro, that felt just like Sinister. I mean, I don't know, maybe you won't, but that's what I get from it.
Yep.
With a little bit of chaos, but
it's got everything, man. It's got jump scares, it's got creepy visuals, it's got gore, it's got kills. The score for this is pretty good too.
Oh, the score is incredible, dude.
It reminds me kind of like a Shining type of deal, like a New Age, the way it makes you feel. Half the scenes are because the score and the music in it.
Just very fucking ominous.
It's got ominous, but it also has non-ominous music too. It's a good mix.
It is, dude.
So just all well together. All the elements of a horror movie here are in this picture. Are in this motion picture here. Now,
look, this is fun stuff. We've picked a good movie this week, all right? You've picked it, I shall say. But I knew this one. I remember watching this for the first time and just being impressed, because I'm not impressed by newer horror flicks a lot. And we say newer, but it's 11 years old at this point. But anything like after 2010 feels newer to me as far as horror flicks. But this one lives on and obviously has sequels, great amount of terror. I mean, this is like a perfect recipe on how to scare people. I don't really care how old you are, too. There's like, this has got like Halloween gore, where it's like there's gore, But a lot of it's implied, but or Texas Chainsaw gore, where you feel like it's a lot more than what's actually you're seeing, which is awesome. Like, that's a great, job being able to do that. But also, there's no sex in this movie. There's not, like, crazy amounts of cussing in here. But still, I mean, that being said, I think you have a broader audience that can watch this, old people, young people, and I think it just would... Everybody gets what's happening. It's like, get the fuck out of that house, dog.
Yeah.
Shit ain't right. You done opened up something not good.
Another classic move they do is Mr. Booger is literally, I think he's in the movie for probably a total of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He is not in the movie long at all.
Just enough to fuck you up when you're little.
Yeah. Just glimpses.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it weird that we were adults in 2012?
Yeah.
We was adults back then.
We was young adults.
Mm-hmm.
Young adults.
Oh, man, take a look at my life.
You could do a jumping jack and not get winded.
That's true. Good luck now, R.I.P.
When's the last time you done a jumping jack?
I don't know. I can do a front flip.
Like on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I gotta run and do it.
You gotta get a running start, though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If I run, I can do it. Like Sonic the Hedgehog.
When's the last time you did a front flip off the ground?
When my kids dared me.
When was that? That doesn't answer the question. I don't know when that was.
This morning.
No.
I don't
You
know.
did not do. You can't do a front flip.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can't. We'll do test of this.
Can you do a backflip
on a trampoline?
Like a or like a diving board or something?
Probably. I can definitely do front though. Like, I 100% could do a front, but I gotta get a good amount of speed beforehand.
Well, yeah, because you gotta rump it there.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right.
We can pull it off.
Okay. I mean, I could do a front flip too, but I don't know if I could do it off the ground.
Yeah, I can't do the splits.
No, I've never been able to do splits. I'm not flexible. I've done the splits on accident.
I'm flexible, but like not that way with my legs. It's a strange. I can't do it, dude. Like the strippers do, where like one leg goes one way and the other leg goes the other way.
They also have vaginas, so they can do that.
That's true.
Painful. We got a whole baggage of shit that we got to put to the side or something, or tuck it away. Women don't know what it's like walking around with these things all exposed all the time.
I had a girl ask me one time, like, how do you run? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, doesn't your shit just move all over? I was like,
It's
yeah.
similar. Your ball, ladies, I'll answer you this question. It's kind of similar to what your titties do.
That's true. They just
You know
they
what you
find
got?
a way.
You know why you got sports bras? Okay, that's why we have briefs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't run in boxers. You want to run with no bra on, no sports bra on. Shit goes everywhere.
You got to keep it together.
Yeah, depending on how hot it is how worse it gets. Mm-hmm. But if it's cold, hey, you do it naked. It's fine.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So, it's science.
I don't know what it is about dogs, but they love to hit you in the balls.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a perfect spot for them. They just jump. They just get you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. When you have a baby that's young enough that where you change their diapers, it'll happen too with just like a UFC fucking heel kick, and you're like, oh! It'll happen to it's happened to every dad. And
Your child headbutts me in the balls still. Like, she just comes in for a hug. She doesn't mean it, but she's like the perfect height where it just bangs, and I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Difficulties of height, dog.
Oh, God.
You're exposed to the low blows. You're out here just catching them. Now, here's the thing, Mark. What would you do if you found these tapes in your house? You gonna watch them?
Yep.
Me too.
Is it as long as you don't, like, see him, you're good?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know the rules, but I feel like there's some Ring rules applying here. It's like if you see it.
Well, he tried to destroy the movies, and they just came back because they're supernatural.
Yep. You can't destroy evil like that, dog. It's like Super Shredder. It's always going to come back.
But, like, if I found videos like this and they were, like, murders that were unsolved, I'd be like, okay, I'd give them to the police and get that shit out of here.
Y'all take care of this.
Y'all take this fucking cursed shit and go somewhere else. Not in this house.
There's murderers.
Would you buy a house that was super nice, but it was severely discounted because of murders happening in that house?
No, I feel like I would go against all the training I've done my whole life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not going to work for me. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want some freaky shit to happen. You know, over by us, there's that house over behind, like, Western Bowl, where back in the 60s, the whole family was, like, murdered, and, like, they just never caught the dude.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know that there's a house
It's on Westbourne there. Or, yeah, I think that's what it is. Or, no, not Westbourne. Like, the street,
the street right behind it.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, if you was to go up Lawrence and then you make that first turn right there, that first street right there.
Right. I didn't know that. I knew about the house in Delhi where it was like a house that had, like, it was a house between two houses, but the driveway went between, and it was all the way in the back there. Like,
The one I was walking through?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, like, cut up his wife and put her in a barrel.
People are crazy, dog.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not moving there.
No.
I'm
Some
not
people live there now.
Yeah, dude, fuck that. Like, I'm not doing that.
No, I don't want some pieces of a ghost fucking with me.
Dude, it'd be some sixth sense shit. Like, you just go into the kitchen, just like, you're not gonna get me anymore. You're like, no. You gotta get out of here.
No, you gotta get out of here. You and your torso need to get the fuck out of here. I don't know where the rest of you is, but you need to gather it all up and get the fuck out of here.
We're not gonna do this, okay? You're gonna have to go.
This is my house. I'd go in there with, like, the mortgage papers. Like, you see this? Like, I'm paying for this now. Like, it's not yours.
What if they were like the Beetlejuice ghosts? Like, you know, like the two people, the husband and wife, Adam and Barbara, that lived in the house.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd be like, look, when this door's closed, you don't come in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, y'all just hang out in the attic if we're doing family shit, okay? Unless, you know, you're invited. And then you can, like, kind of free roam. But if they were, like, cool ghosts, I'd be down for it.
Sure. Cool ghosts are fine.
Mm-hmm.
But most cool ghosts don't stick around.
Nah.
Nah, because they got other things to do, apparently.
Would you like them to be, like, normal or, like, how they did when they stretched their heads out?
Normal? Normal?
Okay, all right.
You want some stretched out head ghost?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
Would you want to look at that every day?
Every once in a while, I'd be like, do the cool thing.
I'd do it as a party trick. I'd have people over and just like, look, come down at this time and do the stretch thing.
What if Beetlejuice lived in
That's
your
the
house?
perfect way to get people out of your house after a party. You know, when you have a party, there's always people that just don't know when to go home.
Mm-hmm.
It happens every time. Every time you have a party, there's people there that don't know when to go home. Perfect way to get people to go home. Mm-hmm.
What's your perfect way? What do you do?
I tell them to go home.
Oh, okay, yeah. You guys gotta go.
Yeah, you'll say, all right, it's time to go. It's over. But some people don't know how to do that.
I'm gonna need you guys to get the fuck out. On delay, motherfuckers.
Yep.
Yeah, it usually works, and I think it would apply to this situation with the ghosts. But I guess he got what he was looking for, you know? What a dummy. He should have wrote a book after it. He's like, oh, we're going to scrap the book idea now. I don't think so. Like, my family almost dies, and we're getting traumatized with
What are you
ghosts.
talking about? His family does die.
Right.
He becomes another video because what happens is, how it happens is the next victims move into the house where the previous victims had happened. Mm-hmm. Okay, then they find the movies and then they try to move because they get freaked out. But the Mr. Booger over here is smart. He's like, nah, I kill you at the next house, the house you moved back to.
Yep. And the daughter essentially did it. Now, here's the thing, though. When he was on the way moving back, she's like, no, I'm not going to do the book now. It's like, no, stupid, do the book. What, you an idiot? You just said, like, you got the best shit ever. You can write the great, like, you know what? Like, especially if you did, like, a cold-ass interview, like, I saw ghosts. People would be like, damn, I'll read his book. I'll read his book.
But he would have to stay in that house, though.
Nah, I think he could just wrap up with what he had. He could just say, like, look, it's mystery unsolved.
He doesn't have, he's got less than 24 hours.
I'm saying his decision to just say no to the book pissed me off.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I would be
after
like,
all that.
I'd be like, motherfucker, we're definitely writing the best book ever.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to. He got Ethan Hawked, you know, and he went out. Chop. You did.
Well, that's interesting.
It is. It's good stuff.
Let's do some more interesting things and find out more interesting things about this interesting movie.
You know.
Welcome to the What Do You Know here. This is the segment of the show where we're here to tell you interesting things of what we know about this movie. Now, if this is your first time here, we are going to tell you what we know. Now, you may know what we know, but you may not know what we know. But if you know what we know, you're going to have a we know-gasm. If you don't know what we know, you're about to find out what we know. And then you are going to have a we know-gasm too.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact that we all know.
That's a very good fact that we all know. Now,
can't
I figured, I'd have to slow it down because I usually do it pretty fast, but I didn't want to go too fast. I wanted to do it very slow to make sure people understand the things that are going to happen here. So why don't you tell me something that you may or may not know about this movie?
Look here. So, here's a fun little fact about our main character. So, Ethan Hawke, he plays the character, and the name of his character is Ellison Oswald. Okay? Ellison Oswald, okay?
Ellison Oswald.
But what it came down to...
I would punch my mother in the throat if she named me that.
I know. But why he got that name is the screenwriter of this movie. He says, he put the names together of two other people. So, Holland Ellison is an author, so he took name from him, and then he took the comedian Patton Oswalt, who's a big horror buff. You know Patton Oswalt.
Sure.
You know who that guy is. So,
everybody knows who that guy is.
He took Harlan Ellison and Patton Oswalt, put the name together, and then he's got Ellison Oswalt. That's the fucking name.
That's pretty good.
So that's good stuff, you would have never fucking known that you watched this movie. I saw this movie fucking 15 times. I had no idea.
I had no idea
now
either.
I saw it different the second time, the 16th time I see it.
That's great.
You got eyes in my head, now I don't see nothing.
Now you see everything.
Hey, not for nothing.
You just opened up your third eye.
Hey, not for nothing, but what do you know about this fucking movie?
I know something.
Okay.
It wasn't as interesting as your Ellison Oswald there, but, that was a good one. It just made me forget my fact. No, I'm not. I'm just joking. I know my fact.
He's a joker.
I know my fucking fact.
He's a joker.
So, while this movie was being made, before it gets to theaters, they have that thing called a rating.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's not the rating that those other guys do, which is pretty good, but this is different. The G, PG, PG-13, R, X, and then triple X, all kinds of stuff. I don't know why there's not a double X movie, but we'll get to that later. Anyways, yes. So this movie, the filmmakers, they were going for a PG-13 rating. Now, how you looking at me like, how the fuck are they going to get a PG-13 rating? Well, think about it, okay? There's not a lot of cussing. There's no sex.
No boning.
Okay? No bonus, nothing that's out of the ordinary that you wouldn't show to a 13-year-old. But the simple fact that the content of this movie was so fucking scary, they had to give it a rated R rating.
Well,
they're like, we can't show this to the little bits. The little tidbits there, they're gonna get fucking scared. They're gonna wet their pants, and in the movie theater, they're gonna be bad. The next thing you know, you're gonna sit in a wet fucking seat.
They tried to sneak in a movie theater. I said, kid, get the fuck out of here.
You can't do this.
Too scary for you.
You can't do this. Kids are getting killed. You can't be in here.
Fucking night terrors.
Yeah, so they tried for the PG-13 rating, but they got R instead.
Go get your fucking grandma. You wanna fucking watch this movie?
Yeah, really.
You can't watch this movie.
No parental guidance for your ass.
See, that's good facts.
I thought it was.
Look, This is a very popular movie. A lot of people like this movie. I guarantee they probably didn't know those facts right there.
I bet you they did not either.
I went underneath the Sphinx in Egypt to find those facts.
Well, that's why you come to this show.
Yes.
Okay, that's why if you're watching, that's why you watch us two idiots, everything above the waist, to tell you more interesting things.
Yes. So if you guys like this little segment, you know what? We like sandwiches. So if you guys, want to buy some sandwiches and leave them out here.
Please.
For next time we come here, nice little platter with some cheeses. That'd be nice, some stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what, we work for food.
We do.
So, yeah, I like these facts, Mark. We need to keep coming back each and every week with these.
Well, we have been.
Well, this is news to me. Look,
All right.
how could I forget? How could I forget these touching moments with these people?
Stop touching people in their moments. It's inappropriate. Sounds good. Can I touch you in this moment? Be an awkward thing to say to somebody. Anyways, that's great facts. You know any more facts?
That's it for me.
That's about all the facts we got for you.
Boom.
Here, on to What Do You Know Here.
Mark. The question is, in these possession movies, do you ever want to have the haunted house approach where you're just going to try to ignore it? Or you're just like, you know what? I'm not going in the fucking attic. You play that film projector all you want. I'm tired. I got work tomorrow. Suck my dick. I'm not going in there.
You could, because curiosity is what kills you.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Okay. Now, you could live in that house for the rest of your days if you didn't open up that box and watch the shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Every time.
That's the realest fucking shit. That's the realest saying that has ever been said. Curiosity killed the cat. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, me, as a white male, I have the curiosity gene.
That's true.
White people do.
What's that noise?
That's why we die. Because we're too curious. We want to find shit out. We want to watch all these movies of these kids killing people. You know?
Yeah.
Okay? Now. But, yeah, ignoring it would definitely work. Or, what if a family moved in and they didn't have kids?
Yeah.
I think you'd be good.
You'd be safe.
I think you would be safe. Then you could watch the movies all you want.
Your dog just gets all crazy.
I'll go after the dog.
No, the dog kills you, essentially.
Oh.
It turns into like a demon dog.
That would suck.
I know. And the dog picks up the axe.
Would you rather get killed by your dog or killed by your child?
Probably my dog, because it would feel like more like an animal. He can like rip my throat out, and it's just like not a big deal. But if your kids betray you like that, I don't want a little child. Something that's like, because that would piss you off, because they're little.
Yeah.
But the dog, it's just like he's got rabies or something. Something's wrong with him. It's just how it would be.
Yeah.
It's just how it would be. Yeah, that one was funny. The one video, the sleepover, because there was like the chihuahua that was just barking. We're killing people, motherfucker! Stop killing!
I love how they put a chihuahua in there.
I know. Yelling. Stop all this killing! That would have to be one of the funniest parts of the Sinister movie.
Yeah, there's not a lot of funny parts of it.
No.
Not a lot of funny parts. It's a very serious movie.
Serious and creepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think too. Well, at least for me, if I'm hearing creepy noises in the attic, I think I am ignoring it. I think I am.
Not if they were footsteps.
Well, we'd go up there like Rambo.
If there was footsteps, you got to investigate because there might be dudes squatting in your shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
or if this might be a Black Christmas situation, but that's okay. That's why we're Americans and we have weapons of the firearm caliber to take care of that.
Anyways, I just started blasting. What happened? Thought I had ghosts in my attic. I thought somebody was in my attic. Turns out it's just ghosts. So
I like when the cop goes up there. He's like, "It's probably a squirrel."
Yeah. It's like, dude, yeah. He knew it was up to. Eventually, Ellison kind of befriends one of these cops because the cops and the townspeople are kind of dicks to his family moving in because they know that he writes true crime books, and they obviously knew the people that were part of the that lived there that were part of the crime and that died. So they're like, we don't want you writing shit about these people in our town. But this one cop was like, look, I'll help you. I like your books, and I just want you to do it right. And so he was helping him out. But he started to realize we're dealing with the motherfucking paranormal. You can't take the paranormal downtown to precinct. You can't do it. You can't lock them up, dude. Can't lock them up.
No.
I'm curious too because the movie *Malignant* by James, who did? Was it James Wan did *Malignant*? It was PC and it wasn't the greatest movie, but the character that like gets created in that, the creepy character, almost looks like the Mr. Boogie from this movie.
Oh.
So.
A little bit.
Mr. Boogie. You remember that game back in the '90s, Mr. Bucket? I swear to God, if you look up the game. I heard a song for it. He says, "Mr. Bucket, my balls come out of my mouth." That's the song, and I'll never forget it because even as a kid, I was like, "That ain't right."
Nah,
that
there was
right.
a lot of shit games that weren't right.
You can't have balls coming out your mouth, though.
Dude, there was a game where you just picked boogers out of this thing.
Ooey Louie,
Yeah,
Gooey Louie,
Gooey Louie.
Yep, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Wake Daddy still a classic. Kids still play that one.
That's a good one.
I miss the ones like Don't Break the Ice and Ants in the Pants, and like those were legendary.
Mousetrap was the best board game there ever was.
We got that up there. I got my son into Risk, and we've been playing that one. That's fun. It's a little bit like it's like a man's Monopoly.
Yeah.
It's fun, and you're taking over the world, and eventually you can get all these people stationed up all over the world, and you just start running through, taking out their other soldiers. You'd probably be good at Risk.
Yeah.
Be devious like that.
I'm an Aries. I'm a warlord.
An emperor.
Yeah.
See? Right there. Board games can still be fun, folks. You got to try them out from time to time.
Who doesn't like board games?
People that suck. People that suck dick, honestly.
Trouble.
Yeah.
That was a good one, too.
Oh, yeah. Trouble's great. Sorry.
Yeah. Shoots and Ladders.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say your favorite board game is of all time, though?
So Risk would be up there. Battleship was fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Man, there's some... I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe Battleship.
There's a lot. I'd have to see a list because I know there's games that I played that I forget.
We're going to have to cover that in a Patreon episode.
Yeah.
We're going to break down... Be it this week, next week, whenever the new Patreon episode comes out, we're going to give you a fucking,
board game
bracket.
Fucking analogy. Right there.
Board game bracket. So that'll be fun. I like doing stuff like that. I think the folks enjoy stuff like that too.
Sure.
And they enjoy talking about Scott Derrickson's scary movies.
Sure.
Like the sexorcism, the sexycism of
Try again. Try again. Rewind up. Try it again.
Sinister exorcism. The exorcism of Emily Rose and Sinister. They just have this quality. I'm for his horror movies. Wasn't huge into, Black Phone, but how many people go 3 for 3? It's hard to do as a director.
Hey,
it's hard to go do the three-peat.
It can't all be hits here, all right?
Name me a director that hits a three-peat. Doesn't happen all the time. No. It's hard to do in basketball, too. It is hard to do a three-peat. Think of, any director you know and love and, play out their movies in a row. Not a couple years later he did that. No, literally 3 movies in a row that he made are just bam, these are all fucking great.
I don't know. I'm not that educated on directors. That would be more your road there, your lane, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
God damn. Now I'm the one burping on the podcast. That's a shame.
Look what you did now, dude.
I'm all gassy in the intestinal area.
I'm all gassy. My gastrointestinals is not good.
That's not good at all, but let's figure out how this movie rates here.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah!
Hello there, we made it. Thank you. We went into another portal, into another realm, and we're here with you. To do the one and only, world famous, one of a kind, special for your ass, sloppy horror rating. This is developed by the horror nerd himself, Christian Ramey, to rate a horror movie based on a horror movie, not a movie in general. Just because it's a low score doesn't mean it's bad. Just because it's a high score doesn't mean it's good. Just see how it rates in the horror realm, basically. So, this is your first time here. We're going to do this in a series of 4 categories. 3 categories worth 3 points. Last category is worth 1.48 total of
10 points altogether.
10 points. That's all we got. So, let's get into the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is casting.
Casting. So this is actually a pretty strong category, man. Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke's pretty good. I love him. Everybody does a really good job in this movie. They're actors. Very serious roles. Everybody feels like they fit, they belong. His wife's kind of annoying, but his isn't. And
So they did pretty good there.
yeah, so they got that all. I'm feeling like this is a 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big one. That's a big 2.5 there.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
Nobody
yeah.
had any like tear jerkers. There was like nothing where it was like, holy shit, this is like way over the top, but it was really good.
No,
So
everybody fit. Everybody did a bang up job.
bang, bang, bang.
Bang up job. So that's 2.5 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the second category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is kills.
So this is going to be a 1.5 Ozark Mark. These aren't gory enough, but you do have a lot of implied things, and some are pretty crazy. So you got people burning to death, you got throat slits, you got people hung in trees, you got the daughter killing people with axe. It's a lot of visual shit, very haunted house-like. You're not, or Halloween even, like where you're not seeing all the gore. It shies away. You kind of see it in his glasses. But there's such a wide variety of it, and it kind of goes throughout the whole movie. And it's not like just like there's a lot of that watching of the fucking videos in this movie. So
Yeah.
I would firmly place this at a 1.5 for me.
I don't know. I'm going to argue that point and go 2. And why I say 2, now we can agree on this or not agree on it. It's 1.5 minimum for sure. But when I'm thinking about kills, you think about the quantity, the creativity, and then, of course, the gore. All right? So the quantity is there. There's like 6 families getting dead, like 3 to 4 apiece. So what is that, 4, 8, 12? That's like a lot of people dying.
It's true.
But it's not all on screen, of course. It's very applied. But we also have, like you said, we have throat slits, hanging, burnings, someone getting ran over with a lawnmower, drowning, axe chops. But,
You know what?
But we don't all see it, though. But
With the lawnmower, let's put it at 2. Especially with the lawnmower. You're right. I'll go 2. Now,
it does get a 3 because there's not enough. The gore isn't there, and the on-screen of it isn't there. But I mean, it's all impactful deaths. The quantity is there, and the creativity of them.
mm-hmm.
Because these aren't just gunshots and stabbings. These are all over the map.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I like that, man.
okay, all right,
2.
okay,
2
2
it
it
is.
is. No, we did not just do that. All right. So that is 4.5 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the third, final 3-point category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is fear.
3. It's got to be a 3, dude. This movie scares the shit out of people, works for everybody. The whole thing is frightening. The whole thing. There's terrifying in many different ways. It builds suspense, but it also delivers, like you said, the fact where they ran people on little machines and tested their heart rates and shit. Not only that, like, if you're looking for a movie that's actually going to scare the shit out of somebody and they haven't seen this, it will scare the shit out of them if they're, scared pretty easily. Like, if there's somebody that watches scary movies and they're actually freaked out. Now, if you're a dude that's not scared by any kind of movie, or a chick that's not scared by any horror movie, and you just like horror movies, still has all the components there. Everything that you need. I would think this is the strongest category by far, so I'm going 3.
Yeah, I think so. There's so many different types of fear. You get into a paranormal house, you got a paranormal creepy demon, which is just seeing him in under 2 minutes of this whole film is fear enough. You fear of your kid killing you.
Yeah, creepy kids always do it for people.
Yeah. So, there's all kinds of different elements here, but yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so that's 3. So that's 7.5 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the last category here for half a point each here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is rewatchability.
It's rewatchable, dude. I mean, you can throw this on whenevs. This is a fun one. It's lived for 11 years and it's still going. So.
Yeah. It's lived for 11 years, and it's definitely had made its impact, and it's good. And it's one of the ones I keep in my pocket if I ever say Sinister out loud. Somebody goes, "What's that?" I'm like,
Sinister.
All right, sit down. We're gonna watch this. So, that is.
Sit down. Let me duct tape you to this pool chair.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch this movie.
Just have an outdoor movie night and just have people in the pool chairs to just tape them down.
Well, yeah, I've seen that at like drive-in theaters. Or I've seen ones where they've done it at little lakes and ponds where they do Jaws, where you can float in the water and watch Jaws. But you're like on a lake, so it's like there's not sharks. But that would still fucking be cool, though, dude. That would fuck with you a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, I don't care what it is.
For sure. So, before we do that, let's get the graphic up here. That is a total of 8.5 out of 10 for Sinister here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast. Back up in your ass.
It's the highest score we've had in a while.
Yeah, I think so.
8.5.
Yeah, they've been mostly 5s and 6s for a hot streak there.
That's a good score.
8.5 is a brilliant score for that movie. I think that's the perfect score. Thinks it fits it perfects.
Yeah, and honestly, it is a really great horror movie. If you're somebody that wants a lot of overkill and gore, not a lot there, but you have such the wide variety, like we said. But look, dude, there's been confusion because you've told me.
There's confusion on the podcast.
You told me there's not a lot of sex and stuff. I just need you to hit the button.
I missed you, mister.
Mr. Ozark. Tell him if they're old enough. How old? To watch that scary stuff. For the parents who give up. Ooh. We're back here, folks. That's right. It's the Ozark Mark's parental guidance, okay? Not all movies require this, but we get this question quite a bit. What movies can I watch with my kids? Or hey, is this movie okay to watch with kids? So on each movie that we cover that's somewhat problematic, we like to give Ozark Mark the question, how old should a child be to watch this film? And this one's kind of confusing, as we said, because there isn't any sex or much cursing or a whole lot of gore, but this has got a lot of nightmare fuel attached to it. So what are we thinking here, Buster Brown?
13.
13? Okay.
I would have gone with the original PG-13 rating.
I like that.
Honestly, because, think about it. Yeah, there's no sex, no violence, but, it's fucking it's a scary movie.
Yeah,
it fits the description of a scary movie. So, but when you get to 13, generally 13 is the age of when people start wanting to watch scary movies.
Yeah.
And want to see something that will freak them out.
Mm-hmm.
Under that, no. Unless you want your child up at night. Definitely do not show it to a younger child.
So,
because Mr. Booger is coming for children. So
not only did we find out that the movie tried to get a PG-13 rating, but it was so scary it got a rated R rating.
Pussies.
Not only did we figure that out, we figured out the main character in the movie, Ellison Oswald, was named after Harlan Ellison and then Patton Oswalt. They combined the name because the writer of the movie liked that. We also figured out in the sloppy horror movie scale, this is an 8.5 out of 10 movie as a scary movie. So that's a very high compliment. And then we've just figured out that 13 years old, it's probably a pretty safe bet to let them watch Sinister. And I think folks, you came in knowing something about Sinister.
And that, ladies and fuckers, is why this is the most educational and entertaining horror podcast out there. Look at all the things you fucking learned.
Yeah. Yeah, look at all the things that you learned and listen to all the advertisements you haven't heard, okay? That's because, folks, we do a few little things around here, like our Patreon we mentioned earlier, and our merchandise. You're going to get the second plug for that because if I don't do it, who in the fuck's going to tell you to do it? Nobody. Okay?
Nobody.
So, folks, if you've had fun, if you've enjoyed listening and learning about Sinister, and you say, hey, these guys are all right, and I could give them $3 a month, well, go to patreon.com/sloppyhorror. If you're like, fuck that, dude, I want a cool-ass t-shirt. Well, look down in the description and all our fucking videos and our episodes, and you can find a place to do so. Because, folks, we couldn't do it without you, all right? We talk a lot of shit, but you guys are the reason for the season. Ozark is, but at the same time, the fact that you people return week after week, that's incredible, and we love you for that, okay? We do, and I'm excited to see what the fuck kind of movie you're going to throw at me this upcoming week.
Well, you want to know?
Yeah, you're not going to tell me.
No, I'm not. Wait till next week, bitch.
It's not fair.
It's all surprise. It's a mystery box. I think...
Clue?
Here's the clue, okay?
We're doing Clue?
Yeah,
With Tim Curry? I love that movie.
I love that movie, too. That's the best board game ever is Clue.
Clue is fun. It was the butler.
No, but I'll give you some sort of hint. It's going to be a very broad hint. But if you're a listener of this show, you'll probably have get an idea of what realm we're going in next. It's a movie that's more in the time frame that Christian Ramey likes.
The Big Green.
No.
The soccer movie.
That's a good movie, too.
Yeah, that's a funny-ass movie. Okay, all right, so maybe we're going a little bit retro. Maybe, I'm assuming 80s, but that's all I'll go with.
We're going with a pillar.
Okay.
Man, there's many pillars, but this is the pillar that got me into liking scary movies.
Well, I dig that.
It's a big one.
Oh, yeah, we've discussed. We've discussed some big ones, and now I'm flabbergasted. Now I want to know, dude.
Yes. Well, you will find out if you're patient, and you can wait a week, or 2 days, or 3, or whenever the fuck you listen to this.
Just a little patience, yeah.
All we need is just a little patience.
I've been walking the streets at night. See, that's fun. See, I got the patience, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to wait this out. See, folks, I'm excited. I want you guys to be leaving comments on these YouTube videos. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed. Leaving ratings on our Apple and Spotify like you always fucking do.
Leaving comments. Share it with your friends. Share it with your people.
Yeah,
do all that crap.
Let us know what you're doing to these episodes.
Fucking flying here.
Are you driving to work? Are you at work? Are you just, are you making children?
Are you touching yourself in the shower?
When I think about you. See, that's fine too while you're listening to this show. I don't care what you do. You can get reckless. You could be making spaghetti right now. I'm fine with that. Either, as long as you're loving horror like we love horror, I don't see any problems. Ozark Mark, do you have anything to tell these fine people on the second episode as we walk out of your season here?
Yes, wash your hands.
Okay. And your ass.
Yeah, wash your hands after.
And your toys. Don't just leave them there.
Just because it's that sign in the restroom is not for only employees.
No. Brush them teeth, too.
Yeah, don't forget to brush your teeth. Mm-hmm. Put on deodorant. Stop being a smelly motherfucker.
Look, just because we like horror movies doesn't mean we have to smell like an anime convention, all right? We need to be a step above,
yes.
Okay? Do a little personal grooming.
Simple hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
That's my advice for you.
Wash your ass.
Yeah. What about you?
What I would tell you guys, look, it's getting warmer out there. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're putting on suntan lotion. And don't you worry. We, just like every other season here at Sloppy Horror Podcast, we tend to go with the season. So as it gets warmer, maybe some of our movies will. But we have, obviously, I don't know about you, but I get excited for different flicks, different times of year. So y'all should just be excited for what's in store. What's in store? That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, well, that's perfect way to go out like that. So we're gonna go out like that, and we'll see you next week.
I'm gonna get the papers.